However, some viruses are smart and have learned how to avoid being found out by the immune system. In the before time, if this happened, it was very bad and you usually died. But today we have advanced disease-fighting equipment, such as antiviral medication, respiratory machines, and other hospital equipment. People do still die, but only poor people, underprivileged children, and others who can't afford such expensive medical treatment.
But Hank, if the viruses are so dangerous, if we allow them into our bodies, how come we do allow them into our bodies?
It's not that simple, I'm afraid. As I've already shown you, viruses are very small. But not only are they small, but there is also lots of them. And the reason there are so many of them is that they are really good at reproducing. If a virus successfully infects a cell, which is then not noticed by the immune system, then that cell will continue creating viruses until it dies. And during this time it can create hundreds of new little viruses. Many of these will then infect new cells within the host, but some of them will be carried throughout the host's body and eventually exit via any of the external holes, like the mouth, ears or anus. Then they will lie in wait for new unsuspecting victim who they can infect.
But then there should be viruses everywhere.
Yes, there should, if it weren't for the fact that the viruses are very fragile outside of a host body, like an animal or a man. But not only that, viruses also completely lack any kind of metabolism. So if they don't manage to find a host body quickly, they will expire.
But what is a metabolism?
Metabolism is something that all of us living creatures have in common. In short, it is our ability to process the things we eat so that we can continue to live. Without it, we would die in no time, just like viruses without a host.
But if the viruses die so quickly, how come not all of them are already dead?
That is because some viruses are capable of hibernating within a host body. By doing this, they can stay hidden within the host for a very long time, until one day the hibernated virus wakes up and attacks the host, and begins yet another cycle of infection, disease spreading, eventual expulsion from the host body, and or death.
So, if I'm infected with a virus, then there's nothing I can do except hope that my immune system will cure it by itself.
Don't be so negative, Tammy. There are always things you can do, no matter the situation. Perhaps not always good things, but things none the same. Unless you have incurable penis cancer, in which case you're But with most viral infections, there are plenty of things you can do to help your immune system fight the infection.
Like what?
Your immune system is a very integrated part of your body. If your body is fine, then your immune system is in top-notch condition. If your body is less than fine, then so is your immune system.
Then how do I make sure that my body is fine?
You know those things your parents usually try to force you to do? Like go to bed early, put on warm clothes, eat the right things, and don't pee on electrical fences? Well, it turns out those are not just bogus things they make you do just to exert their cruel authority over you. If you go to bed early and sleep well, you conserve energy. Energy that can be used for boosting your immune system. The same goes for wearing warm clothes, which also conserves energy. Energy that would have otherwise been used to keep your body warm. Eating the right food is also important for your health, since if you eat the right food, then you get the right amount of different kinds of nutritions that your body needs to stay healthy. As for not peeing on electrical fences, that's for you to figure out on your own, champ.
So I have to start listening to my parents if I don't want to get sick?
Not necessarily. You can still get sick, even if you do all these things mentioned previously in this scripted piece of television. Some viruses are very good at what they do. But if you do them things, then your chances of not getting sick are improved. So listening to your parents once in a while might not always be such a bad thing. But of course, there are more ways than these mentioned by which you can improve your healthiness. Exercising regularly is also a good way of keeping the viruses from wreaking havoc on your innards, as is washing your hands with soap or rubbing alcohol before eating things. There also exists many medications, and even better, vaccines that can help your immune system against viral attacks and even make you immune to some viruses.
So what you're saying is that I should not worry too much about getting infected by viruses, since there are many ways to beat them, right?
Well, that's certainly true, little Tammy. But even so, you should not get too cocky when it comes to viruses, because there are many things about them that we don't know. But knowing there is more to know is winning half the battle. And today we have many crack scientists who are working night and day, but mostly day, to find out more about viruses and get a better understanding of their inner workings. So even though viruses may seem foreign and scary, you should know that we of the human race are very much prepared to take them on. Besides, there are far worse things out there to worry about than some pesky viruses. Like cancer, AIDS, and the city of Michigan.
But isn't Michigan a state?
It sure is, Tammy. It sure is.